A very warm welcome to the programme, and we begin in the US, where the Democratic Party has won a runoff in the state of Georgia, securing them a 51-seat majority in the Senate. The victory by the incumbent Raphael Warnock, which has now been called by 3 American networks, will make governing easier for President Biden. It is also a further blow to Donald Trump's ambition to return to the White House after he strongly endorsed the Republican candidate. Well, in the last half an hour, Raphael Warnock gave a victory speech at his campaign's election night party in Atlanta.
And after a hard-fought campaign, or should I say campaigns? It is my honor to utter the 4 most powerful words ever spoken in a democracy. The people have spoken.
Well, our correspondent Gary O'Donoghue has the latest from Warnock's election night party in Atlanta.
The people have spoken. That was Raphael Warnock's key phrase that drew the biggest cheer here as he gave his victory speech. He's faced the voters 4 times in the last 2 years, and now he becomes the first black man to earn a full 6-year term in the Senate from the state of Georgia. He will shore up Joe Biden's majority in the Senate, giving him 51 senators to the Republicans' 49. That's a key factor for Joe Biden over the next 2 years as he attempts to govern, having lost control of the House of Representatives. For Republicans here in Georgia and across the nation, there will have to be some soul searching. They picked a local hero, a football star, but a poor candidate and someone who should have given this a much better run. Donald Trump, who endorsed Herschel Walker, again damaged by the outcome in this particular race. As we look forward to the next couple of years, Georgia itself could become one of those states that is a real indicator of which way America votes and which way America is going.
Well, let's go live to Atlanta now and talk to Stephen Fowler, politics reporter for Georgia Public Broadcasting. Good to talk to you. So, Stephen, what a night. Extremely close yet again, but Raphael Warnock has got it.
Absolutely. I am actually outside of the election night watch party because the party is still going. Democrats are absolutely ecstatic to have Warnock in the Senate for a full 6 years. And like you mentioned, it is a close race. Georgia is probably one of the closest battleground states in America right now because of its demographic diversity and economic climate. And tonight's election results just further cements that status.
So for Herschel Walker, I mean, he was a controversial candidate, but he looked like he was extremely popular and endorsed by Trump. So what does it mean now for the Republicans that he did not get this seat, and also Trump's involvement in this process?
Well, I think the entire story of the 2022 midterms in the U.S. is the future of the Republican Party and what role, if any, Donald Trump should play in that. Because it's not just Herschel Walker. It's candidates like Blake Masters in Arizona and Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania that were endorsed by Trump but rejected by voters. And it's clear that Donald Trump is not the electoral juggernaut that he was in 2016 or even in 2020. And so voters have sent a clear message in Georgia and in other parts of the country that maybe Donald Trump's brand of Republican conservatism is not necessarily what Republicans and voters want to see moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Donald Trump has said he will run for the next election as a presidential candidate. But the point is, will the Republicans choose him?
Well, it's certainly a conversation that even before he declared he was going to run again is something that Republicans in Georgia and beyond are having, because the bar is very, very low right now for a Republican to come in and say, look, these are the policy platforms I want to do, but I actually have a winning way of doing it and not rubbing people the wrong way and not having voters reject the outcomes of what I'm doing. And so there is an opening for somebody other than Donald Trump to come in. But the question is, will primary voters and will 2024 be an entirely different situation?
Just very briefly, are you breathing a sigh of relief now that you haven't got a report on a local election for a while?
It has felt like election day for the past 4 years, but for now, Georgia gets a sigh of relief.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen Fowler, thank you. Good to talk to you.